Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, 1 year after voters in key marginal constituencies helped bring the United National Congress, UNC, into office, a return to those communities reveals a persistent and pressing concern on employment. Of course, this report was courtesy of the Kakash media, who will find any opportunity possible to shine a bad light on the Kamala Prasad administration. My response to the Kakash media and PNM patriots always expect UNC to clean up PNM's mess in the shortest space of time possible. Do I want things to get better? Definitely. Do I want the government to even work harder? Yes, I do. But I don't expect them to do miracles either. 10 years of corruption and incompetence should be fixed in 1 year. Kakash media, Akash Sabaru, can you answer that question, Akash? Can the UNC fix all the issues in Trinidad and Tobago in 1 year? While I continue to ask the government to expand the new maintenance program in the Ministry of Works, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. The fact remains that PNM patriots shouldn't continue to believe that CPEP and Europe are the solutions to their financial problems. What? So you really believe that Trinidad will prosper because of CPEP and URP? Low-paying jobs like that, people, I want people to get their jobs, and I believe it's an essential service. I want them to have proper salaries, and also, as I said, and I'm thankful that URP and CPEP was cancelled because it was too much of corruption, and contractors were benefiting more than anybody else. I went on to say, while contractors were living luxurious lives, most of you were barely able to pay your bills or feed your families. They know that is true. They know, the PNM patriots know that is true. Now they will say, well, at least we still had money. Yes, I'm not saying no. And that's why I'm saying that the government needs to expand that program as soon as possible. I heard that all the regional corporations were interested in getting involved in it, and I hope that it happens as probably by the ending, before the ending of this year. I wanted to say those corrupt programs needed to be disbanded. It will also take time before new employees can be recruited throughout Trinidad and Tobago in every constituency. But I do hope, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad says, I do hope that it will be done before Christmas this year. Number one, as I said before, the maintenance service is an essential service. And number two, it will still provide jobs. Even though it's low-paying jobs, hopefully the salary is better now. Even though it's lower-paying jobs, it will be still a form of income. But as I said before, it's not the solution to reviving the economy in Trinidad and Tobago. The solution of reviving the economy in Trinidad and Tobago is reopening our backbone of the economy, which is Petrotrin, which will enrich the middle class. The middle class is the link between the rich and the poor. The poor man with that little bit of money can't revive our economy, people. It will make it a little better for the small businesses. I'm not saying no. But it's when you have an enriched middle class, they are the ones who spend a lot of cash. And that money trickles back down to the small businesses and the poor man. And it's the poor man that will get jobs other than just the maintenance workers positions. They will get jobs in other businesses that can be able to open when the middle class is empowered financially. Chairman of the People's National Movement, Marvin Gonzalez, Marvelous Marva, has called for immediate action following 2 incidents involving a discovery of human remains belonging to over 50 individuals in Kamuto and the killing of a police officer at a station, a municipal station in San Fernando. I want to just say, due to circumstances surrounding the incident in Kamuto, I'm very sorry, but I cannot go into the details here on YouTube. People like Ian Allen and stuff like that could afford to do it. I cannot take chances with my channel yet to be able to go into the details. If you want to know more about that, go online. Now, people, it's not a case of murder or any serial killer outside or anything like that. It's a case where it's dealing with I believe some funeral homes, mismanagement of certain things that took place. Still a crime, and I hope the people will be held accountable for it. And I cannot go into the details about the actual finding of those human bodies because of certain things. If you go online, you will get the information. He went on to say, he said the incidents occurred during the state of emergency and raised questions about security measures and the protection of citizens. He called on Prime Minister Kamala Prasad to convene a meeting of the National Security Council and to address the country. Now, of course, under normal circumstances, I would agree with what he's saying. You know, it's just the hypocrisy I can't stand. I said this is all about scoring political points as they wait for general election in 2030. People don't get tired. PNM didn't care for the past 9.5 years. You think they really care now? Come now, man. Even PNM patriots supposed to know better than that. These hypocrites have no shame. Over 600 individuals were murdered annually when PNM was in office for 10 years. And yet all of a sudden, Macaroni Pie Gonzalez and Captain Colpot, Keith Scotland, are suddenly concerned about this issue. What exactly did your government do to secure our borders, Gonzalez, and prevent drug and human trafficking in TNT? At least our government doing a lot about that, eh? Didn't your team also use the failed SOE method in order to temporarily reduce crime? Yes or no, Gonzalez and Captain Colpot? Captain Colpot condemning the SOE as well. I have been consistently condemning the SOE under the PNM and now under the UNC, but they didn't. It's just hypocrisy on their part. While all of you are busy defending jihadists, terrorists, and communists, Prime Minister Kamala is at least trying to legislate new laws and implement policies which will gradually reduce both poverty and crime within the next few years. This is not going to happen overnight, people. What I hope is that Roger Alexander and Kamala will focus on is reforming the corrupt and incompetent TTPS. You also need to ban the public glorification of gang culture. You see, that is the root cause. You see, gang culture, because it's even affecting our young police officers nowadays. They love the badness. That has been something that has been plaguing our nation for decades now. And besides that, see the glorification of weed, that false god weed needs to be totally banned again. Totally banned. I'm not saying as you find somebody in a possession of a small amount to imprison them. No, that's not the answer. But you cannot encourage people to be having those plants in their homes or allowing them to have it in their homes and smoking the herb in public as well. It's a drug, people. It's a drug. And it's the fact of the matter, it's a dangerous drug. It's made to be as dangerous as cocaine and some other illicit drugs. But it's still a dangerous drug. It affects your sensory neurons. It depletes sensory neurons in your brain. It affects your thought processes, people. It is a dangerous drug. It alters the way people behave. I've seen so many individuals that were very normal before they started to smoke weed change. Their personality changes a whole lot after starting to smoke that drug.
On Monday, April 20, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago is expected to be generally sunny and slightly hazy, although isolated showers may occur. High temperatures will reach around 31 degrees Celsius, with a heat index making it feel closer to 35 degrees Celsius. Key forecast details. Saharan dust. Mild to moderate concentrations of Saharan dust are present in the atmosphere. Sensitive individuals should take necessary precautions regarding air quality. Marine conditions. Seas are expected to be moderate with open water waves up to 2.0 meters. Spring tides are currently in effect. Winds will be coming from the east to east-southeast at speeds of 5 to 35 kilometers per hour. Sun and humidity. The UV index is expected to be very high at level 8 and humidity levels will range between 65% to 85%. Sunrise, 5:50 a.m. Sunset, 6:15 p.m.
Regional news now. 33 residents of Anna Regina and Cottonfield have successfully completed a 1-week basic ICT training program facilitated by the Industry and Innovation Unit within the Office of the Prime Minister in Guyana. The program, which ran from April 13th to 17th, was conducted at the Cottonfield Community Center and targeted participants between the ages of 13 and 45. Sorry, I was going to say 15. That would have been a serious error. There's young individuals and adults as well. The diverse age range reflected the broad interest in developing computer and digital skills among residents of Region 2. From the youths, go straight up to the adults in my generation. That's wonderful news coming on from Guyana again. Scientific and Medical Supplies has formally rejected findings from a recent Auditor General's report alleging the misuse of the University Hospital of the West Indies tax-exempt status in Jamaica. The controversy centers on a shipment of 40 specialized waste bins, which the audit suggests allow the private firm to bypass standard import duties. However, SMS Managing Director Howard Lowe has dismissed these conclusions outright, maintaining that the equipment belonged to the hospital rather than his company. Time alone will tell her. I can't say I ain't no lawyer, expert, or anything like that. Signaling a firm stance against the report's recommendations, the company has stated it has no intention of repaying the disputed funds. Well, once again, time alone will tell. The ruling says that the judge rules that you have to do it. What are you going to do? Anyhow, arguing that the transaction was a legitimate part of hospital operations. This dispute highlights ongoing tensions regarding the oversight of procurement and tax exemptions within Jamaica's public health infrastructure. The Auditor General's office raised concerns that such arrangements could lead to significant revenue loss for the government if private entities appear to benefit from concessions intended solely for public institutions. While the UHWI often partners with private suppliers to secure specialized medical hardware, this specific case has sparked a broader debate over transparency and the rigorous documentation required to distinguish private commercial interests from public medical necessity. As I said before, when this case is completed, then we shall know for sure whether this individual is correct when he says that there was no issue, no legal issue in this case. In a statement by the U.S. Embassy, officials expressed concern over Friday's groundbreaking ceremony for the New Providence Hospital project in the Bahamas, citing unresolved questions surrounding the financing arrangement and what it could mean for Bahamian sovereignty. As I reported on my other channel, my other YouTube channel, China is the one funding this. And that's what America will be concerned about, because China, when they invest millions of dollars, usually want to be able to influence politics in a country. They want to be able to control that country. And that is what America is concerned about, my dear people. The embassy said it was troubled by the speed at which the project is moving forward, despite outstanding issues related to the terms of the deal. Ambassador Walker added that the United States remains committed to supporting healthcare infrastructure that benefits Bahamians under fair and transparent terms. So they probably want to know the conditions, the terms and conditions of that agreement with China, I guess. I don't know, I'm just assuming. The United States remains committed to supporting healthcare infrastructure that truly serves Bahamian interests under terms that respect Bahamian sovereignty. As I said before, China always tries to take control of other countries using their money. They're trying to do it in America as well. And so sovereignty adhere to international norms and mitigate project risks for the Bahamas, he said. The United States offer to help Bahamians secure better financing options, whether from public or private sources, remains on the table. Okay, but putting that aside, on my other news report, officials from Bahamas said that they have been seeking assistance from America for multiple years now, numerous years, without any success. So they decided, well, we will go to China. America, a lot of times you all cause people to make these kind of decisions as well, because you want to protect, and I fully agree with that. You want to protect democracy in our region. Fully support that. But then help the people as well then. You're sticking, as we will say here in Trinidad and Tobago. You're moving too slow. So, of course, the people, they don't want to be able to develop their country. Now, in this case, once again, this being rushed so close to elections is quite concerning. Is this all about winning political points, scoring political points? We don't know. But time alone will tell. International news now. Newly released photos from U.S. Central Command highlight the vital maritime security missions being conducted by sailors and marine aboard the USS Rushmore. Stationed in the strategic waters of the Arabian Sea, the crew is actively engaged in blockade operations designed to maintain regional stability and ensure the free flow of international commerce. These high-level maneuvers showcase the precision and readiness of the naval forces as they monitor key shipping lanes, demonstrating a clear commitment to deterring illegal activities and protecting vital global trade routes, including the Strait of Hormuz, my dear people. The deployment of the USS Rushmore underscores the collaborative effort between the Navy and Marine Corps in executing complex maritime interceptions and surveillance. By maintaining a constant presence in these contested waters, the Strait of Hormuz, I believe, the personnel on board serve as a critical line of defense against security threats that could disrupt international markets. We are talking about the Ayatollah terrorists and the IRGC. They're one, of course. They're all part of the same team in Iran. These operations not only emphasize the tactical proficiency of the U.S. military, but also highlight the ongoing international mission to foster a safe and secure maritime environment for all nations.
Interesting facts and inspirational true stories. Determination reached new heights when Hari Budha Magar became the first double above-the-knee amputee to summit the highest peaks on all 7 continents. A former Gurkha soldier who lost both legs in Afghanistan, he completed the historic challenge with a successful climb of Mount Vinson in Antarctica in January 2026. Magar transformed hardship into purpose, proving that limits can be broken through courage, resilience, and relentless belief. His inspiring journey is now motivating people around the world. Welcome to Real Conservative. Headline News Travel Adventures. The Okavango Delta is the ultimate frontier for the intrepid traveler, a sprawling watery wilderness where the rules of the modern world fall away. Here, the rhythm of life is dictated by the pulse of the flood waters and the roar of the lion. It is a place where you don't just observe nature, you are plunged into the heart of it. From the moment your light aircraft touches down on a remote bush airstrip, you are surrounded by a landscape that feels raw, untamed, and electric with the presence of big game. The true thrill of the Delta lies in its unpredictability. One moment you are tracking a pride of lions through the thick mopane woodlands of Chiefs Island, and the next, you are navigating a narrow channel in Amokoro, eye level with the glassy surface of the water while hippos grumble in the distance. For those seeking a rush, a walking safari offers the ultimate adrenaline spike, stepping out of the vehicle to track elephants on foot, guided only by the snapping of branches and the expertise of your scout. As the sun sets, the adventure shifts but never stops. The Delta after dark is a symphony of sound, the haunting cry of a jackal, the splashing of Saidatunga in the reeds, and the deep, resonant cough of a leopard on the prowl. Sitting around a crackling campfire on a private island, surrounded by hundreds of miles of trackless bush, you feel the true scale of this magnificent oasis. It is a land of high-stakes survival and unparalleled beauty, offering a visceral connection to the wild that stays with you long after you've left the Kalahari sands behind. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you again tomorrow as our journey around the world continues. Bible quote of the day. Though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken, nor my covenant of peace be removed, says the Lord, who has compassion on you. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 10.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.